One thing I will always win at is showing up overdressed. It is currently like 70 degrees in the UK right now. I'm not even sure how hot it is. And I'm in a blazer and jeans. Like that's just my life. And honestly, all I'm doing is going out later to go and get a takeaway. Like I don't know why I'm so overdressed. I can't really understand it, but this is my first time getting ready, to be fair, since I've been back in the UK. And I've been back in the UK since we got back on last Wednesday. It's now Tuesday of next week. So technically for a week now, I've been putting off getting ready. And that's just a little bit sad, And I also have time to film this video about 8 million times. I actually filmed a lot of it last night because I was like, you know what, I'll just do it. And then Tom came in, you know what, I don't really want to film right now. I just kind of want to chill and I will film tomorrow. So hello guys, how was everyone's bank holiday Monday? I hope it was a lot better than mine because mine consisted of working, and I filmed a TikTok with basically what I did on my bank holiday Monday. That got no views, and I don't know what it is with the analytics at the moment, but every single thing I'm putting out there, either it is absolutely my language, or the analytics are going really weird, because when I first started out TikTok, every video was getting at least 1,000 views, and now I'm stuck in the 300 view mark, and I don't know what that's all about. Same with my YouTube, like I'm putting up the same stuff, but it's just the view front is way less than it used to be, so I don't know what that's all about. But I'll stop mentioning all the boring parts. Yes, I thought I'd sit down today, guys, and do a bit of a Q&A. Now, the chances of both my phone dying and my tablet are quite high, so the chance of me screaming through this is also quite high. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. So I have a very, Jesus Christ, very, very frothy coffee, which I am absolutely obsessed with, which I'm going to have while I'm filming this video. And I just thought we'd sit, I'm going to get that away from the mic, because you can definitely hear that, and that is not an ASMR video at all. I kind of noticed from the videos that I put out, I think you guys prefer the sit down videos. Now, I prefer vlogging, I really do. But I do think you guys prefer the sit down videos. So I thought I'd sit down and do a bit of a Q&A, do another little Q&A, do a little bit of an ask questions, and you know, I answer, which is I don't know why I'm doing. I just thought I'd do another little Q&A for you guys, because the last one I did was when I first put out my channel, and let's be honest, it's been like, I post one video every 2 months, so probably like 3 years since I first started out this YouTube channel. So I thought I'd just do a little bit of an updated one for you guys. So I'm just gonna quickly pull up the Instagram of what I put up. I put a poll. That's not what I meant to do. I put a poll on my Instagram a couple of days ago, and to be fair, I'm pleasantly surprised by the amount of questions that I did get asked, because there was quite a majority of them. How do I access it? Right, there you go. Got them up, guys. It's all sorted. It's sorted. Also, another little thing that I want to add is, I don't know what has been going on with my Instagram recently, but since I've been verified, which I think has now been about a year since the brand reached out and verified my Instagram, which was lovely of them. It's been about a year since I worked. I'm not sure how long it's been. I think it's been about a year since I've been verified now, because my previous job, it all worked into it basically, and I ended up getting a verification for free. But since then, why is it that it's like a military fortress to get into my account? Like, to log on to my Instagram account on here, it took me 400 business days and 2 like Marvel armies to get into it for some stupid reason. Like, I don't know what that was all about, but I had to like send a code to this phone, and then it had to send another code to my mobile number, and then on my WhatsApp and my email, and I had to answer like all of them for it to be able to work. And I think that might be a bit excessive. Like, it's not like I'm Kim Kardashian. Like, I don't know why it needed to be that excessive, but we're here, it's done. So the question I've actually got from you guys is, what's my favourite perfume? Now, that is a bit of a weird thing for me to say, to be honest with you, and it's kind of like quite, not embarrassing, but a bit weird. I actually haven't started wearing perfume till recently. When I was in school, not that I smelt, that's not what I'm saying, unless anyone else wants to say otherwise, but I didn't really care about scents. That's not me saying I was walking around smelling like BO. Like, that's not. I was clean. I showered every morning. You know, I wore deodorant, did all of that. But when it came down to like scents and stuff, I don't really think my budget necessarily would have been something that I would have gone out and invested in perfume. Now, I remember obviously I used the So perfumes when I was younger, and those are, you know, classic staple. Never got into the Victoria's Secret spray thing. Don't really know why, but never did. So yeah, it just kind of, I wasn't really someone that invested in smell. So recently I've been discovering scent, that's not like that, but I've been kind of like experimenting with perfumes and seeing what I actually like. Now, I know I love vanilla scents. Anything vanilla scented is like my go-to. Love, adore, like whatever. But I don't know what my favourite perfume is, to be honest with you, because I'm so new to, I feel like I'm going to keep playing with my hair in this video because it's gone a bit crazy and it is a bit greasy, and I've tried to curl it anyway. It's not really gone the way that I've wanted to, so just excuse that. But when it comes back to the perfume, I don't really know what my favourite scent is. I probably would say top favourite scents that I've been using at the moment for summer is definitely the Sol de Janeiro 62. It's the pistachio and salted caramel flavour. This I love. Like, I love this product so much. I can't live without it. I actually can't. And I don't really order products much. I really don't, especially like perfumes and stuff. I want to be able to go and get them, and I don't live near a Boots. Like, I really don't. And you can't really get this in Boots unless it's just the Boots in my area. Every single time I go to Boots, I try and find this and I can't. And I never get round to really like going online and ordering this per se. But I did find the dupe for this that actually really did very, very well, and doing work with B&M because of this scent. So this scent has a very, very special place in my heart. So I'd probably say, due to the like nostalgia of this smell and of like these scents together, because this really is a true dupe for this, I think it's probably my favourite scent. But also I really like for an evening, I'd say probably the Black Opium by Yves Saint Laurent. I love that perfume. I don't buy it very often. I actually don't have it in stock at the moment. I'm not a shop, but I don't have it on me at the moment. But I think that's probably the scent that I would invest in as like my evening scent, and that's probably my favorite. But day to day is 100% the Sol de Janeiro scent. The other one that I've actually been using recently is this Next Enchantment, which I really like. It's a little bit more pungent than a scent that I'd prefer. It's quite a strong scent, I will say that. And it's quite like I don't know how to describe it. It's a very feminine scent, I would say, per se. Like, it's a very feminine and like rich scent, and I do really like that. But I definitely am budget perfumes. Unless I'm going out on an evening, then I'll splurge. Other than that, I'm always up for a steal, and 100% the cheaper perfumes. I just think it works out so much better because you have to spray, even the expensive ones, you have to spray them like 4 or 5 times a day, especially with like the mists like this. This is lasting 5 minutes, which is why I found the cheap one, because no one's got the budget to be spending like 25 quid a week, because that's not work. Like, I'm just not into it. The next question I've actually got is what made me start YouTube, which, to be fair, is a actually very good question because I don't know the answer to it. No, I think what made me start YouTube was I have kind of always wanted to do it, and I've always been someone to perform ever since I was little. Like, I was someone that was probably not the funniest of children, but I was always, you know, those like talent shows you did for your parents, like that was me. And all through school, like, I loved drama, I loved art, like I am an artist as well, which brings me on to another question that I was asked about, which was, will I do a video displaying my artwork? Now, I am an artist. I have sold my artwork in the past professionally, and I think it is definitely something I'm open to the idea of doing, showing my artwork off in a video. But I think a lot of my artwork, not to go into that subject, is quite trauma based. I've been through quite a lot in my life, so I think now, whereas I don't do it professionally so much anymore, although I'm quite happy to, if anyone has seen my artwork and wants me to do something for them, then please reach out. Although it's still that business side of me, it's not my main focus. So a lot of my artwork is very personal and very trauma based, and kind of more therapeutic to have. I use it more as a therapeutic strategy, if that makes sense, to get through that. And I don't know if I'm ready to show that 100% yet, but I definitely will consider doing that in the future. But back to the YouTube question, because that was also another question that I was asked, which is why I just wanted to rope it in there when I mentioned it. But I've always been a very creative person. I've always been someone that loves, you know, I took photography in school, I took fashion in college and absolutely loved it. I love my clothes, I love filming, and I love taking an Instagram picture. Like, I hate to say it, I am that person. I was definitely not born in the wrong generation, I don't think, when it comes down to that side of things. Love overpriced matcha, love taking pictures, so definitely was born in the right generation, and if not this generation, I would definitely be in Game of Thrones or some kind of medieval situation where the dresses are very, very big and beautiful. Although you didn't have fake tan back then, so maybe not. But I don't know. I think the previous job that I had, which I actually have resigned from now, and I've moved on to other things, and the previous company that I worked for, which was social media managing, which I originally didn't work for that company for, if that makes sense, but then ended up that was the path that I went down for it because they realized that that was something that I was really good at. I think it really opened up a different perspective for social media for me, and I started to really, really enjoy that side of my life, and it reopened something that, I don't know, it really felt like home. So I started doing it, and then I was focusing more. I think it's about 2 months ago. I started my TikTok in February, so maybe it's a little bit longer than that now, actually. And I had no followers. I didn't even follow my friends. Like, I literally started completely from scratch, and my views went very, very quickly. For the fact that I was putting out absolutely nothing, and a lot of my friends that were posting at the same time weren't getting as high views as what I was. So I kind of saw it as an opportunity and really enjoyed doing it anyway. And then I ended up growing a little bit more, and I think now I'm on about 300 followers on TikTok, which is not a lot at all. I'm not saying that as high growth, and I'm not saying at all that I'm the next, I don't know, like, influencer. That's not what I'm saying, but I would like to give it a go. But I just thought that growth from the fact that I started off with zero, I created a whole new account. There are other accounts out there, I'm just going to put it out there, that were mine when I was younger, but I started a whole new account completely from scratch, and I don't think I had even used the app beforehand, besides from when it was Musically when I was younger, which makes me feel very, very old that I can say that. And I've enjoyed it on that platform. And then one day, I think my partner said to me, and then also one of my really, really good friends, Emily, turned around to me and just went, "You need to do it. Like, you just need to do it." And I think one day I literally just woke up and just went, you know what? Why not? Like, it's who actually cares? Like, I've not got a large group of friends. I've not got a large, like, group of people in my life. So there's very limited people that could judge me, and I'd hear about it. So I think I just started and just decided that this was the way that I was going to go, and this is what I wanted to do, and kind of move forward in my job and go from the social media that I was doing for other people and kind of work that through and expand my managing company that I did build to my personal use as well. So I just thought it would help me out with that, and this is basically where I am. I don't know if any of that actually made any sense, but I hope that gives you a rough idea of why I started it. I don't really know if that is the best thing. Just picking out kind of my favorite questions. I'm not going to be able to answer all of them because I don't want to be here for 45 minutes. I want this to be quite a quick video that you can easily watch. Next question that I do actually have, which is actually quite sweet. What is your best memory from college? So I did go to college. I think I touched on this in my last video. I did go to college. I didn't go to college for very long. I definitely am not the most academic person at all, not the branch that I wanted to go down. So I didn't go down uni in the end. I thought that where I wanted to go into fashion, and that was what I wanted to do. And even when in college, especially, was when my art did take off, and I was building a career by selling my artwork, and kind of I put myself in a stable enough position just before I met my partner that I didn't really think that that was something that I needed to go down. As I've kind of got older, my art's kind of slipped through the cracks and I don't really do it anymore. But back then, that was looking at the direction that I was going to go in, and that was looking at the company that I was going to build. So I think I don't really know. Back to the question of it though, my favorite memory in college, I don't think I really have one, to be honest. I enjoyed college. I enjoyed college, although I really didn't enjoy college as well. I think it's not for everyone. I don't think it is everyone's cup of tea, and I certainly don't really think it was mine, if I'm honest. I think I struggled a lot with mental health when I was younger, and especially in school. And then I kind of went into college And just before I started college, I got myself to a really, really good place mentally. I also had a drinking problem, which I have not touched on, which I may make in a separate video if anyone is interested. But I did have a drinking problem all through school and the start of college as well. But when I first got to the point where I had started college, if that makes sense, I'd got myself to a really, really good place. And then I think it was 2 weeks before college, I had a massive incident happen to me. And basically it just threw me all the way back. So I went into college at the point of not wanting to go on the train, being scared to really leave the house. I don't think I left the house for a good couple of months. So my first year wasn't exactly something that I think was the best experience for me, if I put it that way. Very interesting couple of years of my life, although I did actually meet my partner at college, and I think that probably is my favourite memory per se. But I don't really think my first year consisted of anything that I really enjoyed. I then moved on to my second year, which I believe first year I think I did fashion. First year I did fashion. Second year I did art, and then my third year I did half of a business course and ended up actually dropping out. But basically, my first year I don't think I enjoyed at all. I think that was a very, very rough time in my life. My second year was probably my biggest healing year that I think I've ever had with mental health. I think that's when I kind of woke up and realised that things needed to change, and is actually one of the reasons why I'm blonde. Because I basically woke up one day and decided that I needed to make a change and I needed to make an uncomfortable decision, and I didn't want to see that little girl in the mirror anymore that was scared to leave the house and had all these things happen. I wanted to see someone that was confident, that knew who she was when she was. So I did the most uncomfortable thing I could do and bleached my whole head. And to be fair, I've stayed like it since. So clearly it was something that was right. Probably say my favourite memory is meeting my partner. We did meet through college, and I have been obviously very, very happy ever since. And we met halfway through my second year, I believe. I think I had just sorted my life out, just dyed my hair blonde, and I think then I kind of had this new aspect to life, and then we met, which was very, very surprising and very, very lovely. So I'd probably say that. Close second is when I finished my final piece in art on my second year. That was the best feeling I've ever had. And presenting it at the art exhibition as well I'm eternally grateful for the fact that I did that and that I completed that. And I will insert those pictures of that artwork. I'm very, very proud of that moment. And yeah, I'd probably say that is my favourite moment from college. Minus obviously meeting my partner, which is something that definitely is up there on the highest. But when it comes down to personal, I think that was definitely it. Not the tattoo that I've got on my ankle. That's a different situation, a story time for another day. That's all I'm going to say for that. That's really, really hot. Oh my God. Next question. Move on. I'm on 2% and this is the problem. The next thing I've actually got, have you got any more updates on you and Tom moving out? I have had some very big life changes recently with career-wise. That's all I'm going to say on that. And it has definitely put a pause on a lot of things on my life. Excuse me. Moving out being one of them. I have my personal reasons on why I left my last job. I did actually love my last job and was very, very happy about being in it. And it was going in the direction of something that I wanted to be pursuing. But basically there were some issues with the authenticity of the words that I was being told and the dream that I was being sold by the company. So I ended up leaving due to that. So I've kind of been in a bit of a boat where recently I'm in between jobs. Obviously I don't do just social media as my career, although it does earn me a very small amount of money. It doesn't earn me something that is livable it doesn't earn me enough to the point where I'm going to be able to just live off of that. I need something else kind of keeping me going. So moving out has definitely been put on a hold since that. My Audi as well has definitely been put on a hold since that. It's a lot has been put on hold, and a lot has changed in the last couple of months due to that career change. Best way of putting it. I think it was a very, very sticky situation and something that I needed to get out of for both my mental state and my physical well-being, and also my financial situation. So I think, I left that very, very suddenly with a backup plan of a backup job that was going to keep me going in the meantime. That also fell through. So it was kind of one of those situations that I think it's put a lot on hold, and it's put a step back again, which is fine. I'm 20 years old, so it's life, stuff like this in life does happen. Although obviously I think I have touched on the fact that I am very much so a panicker, and I like my life being very, very set in stone of what's going on in it. But yeah, I think that did definitely have a toll on that, and I don't know, I think it's definitely put me in a step back. But both me and my partner are working through it, and we know that obviously it's something that is going to happen in the cards. It just might not be in the near future now, and it might be something that we need to work on along the line. So the next thing I've actually been asked on is, why were you in the news? If you read the article, you'd know. But no, on a real note, why was I in the news? So I don't really know how to describe that situation. Basically, when it comes down to why I was in the news, it was kind of a bit of a weird one. I was actually sitting on holiday when I found out. That's my emails, bear with me. Sorry, my emails are actually linked to my phone that I can see popping up on the screen. So, and it's quite important emails, so I'm constantly checking that. Basically, I did a collaborative post with B&M that they then reposted on their page. Basically, I did a post with B&M, which was of this perfume right here that I touched on at the beginning of the video. I then had that reposted on their page because they wanted to use it. I think then it went really, really well and did really, really well on their page. Every time I don't know how to get my words out, I take a sip of coffee and it kind of helps. And I think that is when the Sun picked up on that and decided to do it as an article, which I was very, very shocked at and very, very, very ecstatic about. It's basically my whole personality trait at this point. So, but yeah, it was definitely a very, very eye-opening experience, and really, really did shock me that I had something like that happen to me this early on in my influencing career. I don't even know how to express the gratitude I had for that situation, and both me and my partner pretty much screamed when we saw the news. It was actually one of my very good friends from my childhood who texted me and actually brought the news to me that I was on the Sun. So yeah, that was the reason behind why I was on the news. I think it was, basically, to sum it up, it was a collaboration that I did with B&M that got noticed by the Sun, and they decided to post it. I think that's pretty much the summary of what happened. So yeah, it was very, very surreal, and I am still very shocked about it, and I will mention it to anyone that I see in real life, so just be prepared for that. Anyone that knows me, you know that I have mentioned it to you, and you know it's my whole personality at this point. The next one I've actually got is, are there any brands you would love to collab with? Oh my god, there are so many, absolutely so many that I would love to. I think, as much as I think I probably destroyed this opportunity with a video that I put on my TikTok recently about a very, very bad Starbucks drink, I would love to collaborate with Starbucks. Completely, utterly obsessed. I would also absolutely love to work with Maybe. Very much a tailored blazer kind of girl. I love my blazers, although they're never ironed because I can't be bothered, and I literally jumped on here about 2 minutes ago. Yeah, I would definitely love to work with Maybe, and I don't know what else I would like to work with. I feel like Rode would also be a brand that I'd probably really, really like to collaborate with and do work with. I think I love their products, and I would love to actually get to experience it and do it on a video side of things. So I think that's probably what I would like to do. I don't really know who else, to be honest with you. I think I'm not really sure. I think any brands that I already use on a day-to-day are brands that I'd probably want to collab with, because I want to show an authentic self, and I want to show, oh, Adidas, that would be a dream collaboration, may I just say. I am obsessed with Adidas products, and that would be a whole nother level. I think Pretty Little Thing would be really, really cool to kind of do a collaboration with. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think I'm putting this stuff out in the universe and I'm waiting for it to come back to me. But I think honestly, anything that I stand by and use on the daily anyway would be something that I would absolutely love to do as a collaborative post. Yeah, I think that would probably be where I would stand at doing collaborative posts these days, is if I use it and if I generally believe in it, then I want to do a collab with them. If I don't, I'm open to the idea of trying it, but I don't want to really do collaborative work with brands that I genuinely wouldn't buy, if that makes sense. I've already done a couple with a couple of brands that I think you've seen on my TikTok or Instagram, and those are brands that I 100% stand by and do use on the daily. The next question I've actually got is, have you got any tattoos? Which brings me back to the conversation that I had earlier. I do have tattoos. I do definitely want more tattoos. I think I am someone that it just hasn't been in my life to sit down and get them done. The first tattoo that's a lie. The second tattoo that I've got two. One of which I hate, one of which I love. But I think the first tattoo that I got professionally done, we'll put it that way, I absolutely adore. But I like fine line tattoos. I like very, very skinny, fine needlework, almost like a sketch on my arm. And I want lots of those as like a collective over my arms and my back. I'd also really love one on my neck as well, but I don't know if I'm like that bold, to be honest with you. I love those hand tattoos, like the Hailey Bieber hand tattoos, but once again, I just don't know if I'm that bold to do that yet. But no, I do have two tattoos, one of which I'm not going to show you, one of which is a simple, you might not be able to see that because it's not going to focus. Probably can't see this because it's not going to focus, but I've got a single needle fine line rose on my arm, which seems basic, I know, but great, is actually a very, very meaningful tattoo to me. So yeah, I think I definitely want more, but I just don't know when I'll get around to doing it. And that tattoo specifically, because it's fine line, I had to get redone like 4 times. I think I went back to the poor woman 4 or 5 times to get it topped up because it just kept falling out. And also you can't fake tan over them, and you know, it's just a lot of effort to actually go and get a tattoo. So and you can't like do anything, like you can't get it wet for like 24 hours or whatever, and I don't have the patience for that right now. So I will get more tattoos in the future, but not right now. I think right now I'm back in the piercing situation. I am. Tattoos I'd really, really love. I think I've got a couple of things I'd really love to get done. I'd love one on my back, like fine line writing, and same with behind my arm as well. And I love placements of them like here. I think that's gorgeous. So I think that's probably where I'm going next. I'd love my hand tattooed. I actually wouldn't, but I don't know if I have the confidence to do that yet, to be honest with you. I am only 20 years old, and I think I want to wait for my frontal lobe to fully develop before I start doing that. I actually got asked, I don't know whether to be offended of or actually find complimentary. Have I got filler? No, I don't. I have had no filler in my face, no injectables, no nose job. Honestly, that's something that realistically does need to be done, let's be honest. But no nose job, no boob job. Once again, open to the idea of, but I've had nothing. Like, I've actually had nothing. And I get so many questions on lip filler, especially if I've had my lips done. No, like, I've never had my lips done. I think the things that I would definitely get done, and I have always said, is Botox. 1000% is happening as I'm aging. I don't care what anyone says, that's happening. A boob job is something I've kind of always thought about, but I don't know if I'll actually ever do it. I think anyone that's got small boobs is in the same boat as me, and it's like that thing that you think about doing that you probably never will do, but you like have that kind of umming and ahhing between doing it. I'm very open about surgeries. My teeth, I'd probably get done, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't get full veneers either. I'd just get like this. I just get this one kind of like pushed back or something. But no, I've never had any plastic surgery, never had any filler. I can definitely change my face a lot with makeup and make myself look like I've had filler. No, I'm all natural, baby, completely and utterly. This is the face that I was born with. it's not the colour of my face that I was born with or the colour of my hair, but I am all natural. So thanks for that. I'll take it as a compliment. That is also not me saying I've got anything against filler. I think filler can be really, really beautiful when it's done correctly. I think as long as you research and you go to the right place, I think it can be done really, really well. But I just personally don't have any. Open to the idea of it, just don't have any at the moment. It has died. So that is going to conclude this video. No, I don't have filler. I also got one in there that asked me if I was pregnant, which thank you so much for that. No, I am absolutely not pregnant and do not plan on it anytime soon. But thank you for that question. I'm just going to slip in the end there. So, you know, but yeah, am I pregnant? No, I'm not. Thanks for that question. But anyway, guys, have a lovely rest of your day. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. And if you watched it, I love you millions. But yeah, thank you guys. See you later.